to you by Best Movie Ratings. Best Movie Ratings is a one-stop, easy and elegant movie ratings experience. Stop wasting your time on bad movies and download the world's best movie ratings app from the iTunes App Store now.
Hi everyone, this is Ahmed Kremli and welcome to Be Efficient TV. The mission of this web TV show is to boost the efficiency of your business and life through tips and tricks from leading experts. And today I have with me Yahya Al-Abdali. He is the founder and licensee of TEDx Baghdad and TEDx Erbil. Welcome to the show, Yahya.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. So, when did you leave Iraq and why your family left Iraq?
My family left Iraq in the late 70s, beginning of 80. I was at this time around 4 or 5 years old, just a little child. It was at this time I didn't know why we left Iraq. I just came back from school. My mother brought me from school. I didn't find my father. I didn't find my grandfather or grandmother, nothing. Just my mother there and my little brother. I was asking why, where is my father? Nobody gave a little child an answer. But then one evening, I still remember this evening when 2 police guys came to my mother, to our house, and then they asked my mother to divorce from my father and get at this time 3,000 dinar. It is more than 3,000 US dollar, I believe. And
this is after refused. How many days from you said you came back home and there was you didn't find your father?
Yeah, it is like 2-3 days only. And at this time when I came actually with my mother home, we found a lot of soldiers at home. I still remember this moment because when I went together with her up, somebody told her, go and pick whatever things you have in your room. And the first thing I see, like a soldier coming from the upper level in the house, the first level, and he is holding our private photos and just look and smile and laugh loud and throw them like this. And the second guy came with my mother, gold, like he had them here. Oh, and she didn't say anything. She was afraid. And the third guy, and this was like the most difficult part, he had like 2 garbage bags, like 2 black garbage bags, big ones, with my toys. And I still remember this, oh my God, I still remember this toy I loved, this old robot that gave like light from his eyes. And I was crying at this time because I couldn't get it and he had it. I saw it.
So they stole stuff from the house and why that happened?
They threw out my father. At this time it was, they said he is not welcome anymore to be in Iraq. And then they took him to the jail. We don't know. We didn't know at this time. And they took my grandfather and grandmother at this time. And they came home back to my mother. And they said, hey, you have 2 sons. I was 4 or 5 and my brother was 1 year old. And then they said, we will send them because they are boys. So they belong to their father, not to you, so we will send them to the jail with their father. So at this time we knew that my father is at the jail. So she said, she was smart mother I had. So she said, okay, you can take them, but not now. Come in a few hours because I will prepare a bag for those kids to take them, so you can take them. And she took us in a private taxi, and we just left out to Kuwait.
Immediately, without any stuff, without just...
Nothing. Just with our clothes. That's it. Bye. Directly to Kuwait. I had my uncle there in Kuwait. And from there, our life journey just started. We didn't come back to Iraq. It took us, I believe, 35 years.
And
until
then
we came
later
back.
on, when you understood why that happened, because why that happened to your family?
It is politic. It is politic. He was against the government at this time, and they didn't like him. And my grandfather had like some small factories, so they took all the money and they throw them out. Okay, they put them in jail. We met him. I met my father later on in Syria, like a different person. Like,
So
you know,
after how long they released him?
many years actually, many years. Like it took many years. I don't know, 3, 4, something like this. Very, very long time. But I saw a different person actually, because the image I had for my father at this time, you know, they had like all those wealthy guys, wealthy families, like nice clothes, like shaving, and they had like a beautiful life at this time. And I saw a very old man without teeth, like, you know, a beard like here. So it was kind of a monster. I was afraid to come and hug him first. So it was like, oh yeah, who was this person? And then slowly by slowly, I realized how hard he had it. So for the first question as a kid, I asked him like, oh, where is your teeth? Because he didn't have teeth from here to there. So he said at this time we had like just 5 minutes. They were allowed to go to the bathroom only for 5 minutes. And one day he was late at the bathroom, and the metal door was a metal door, so it was a soldier in front, behind the door. So he just kicked the door, and it came directly on his face, and he lost his teeth. This is one of many things. As a little kid, he didn't allow us to hear more. And then
So you left to Kuwait, then you stayed in Kuwait how many years, and then?
For around 1 year, and Syrian for many years, 7, something like this, 7, 8 years, I believe. I studied there, and then in Sweden we moved from. It became very difficult to live in Syria. They asked also my father, like, hey, you need to work with us and work with the government, give us information about Iraqis and so. And my father also like needed to run away, so he ran away. He sent us to Sweden, and then later on he came back, and or he came to us. And in Sweden, it was like a big change or big step there for me, because it is a different culture, different people. Like suddenly I am in a place that don't speak my language. They don't have same tradition as me.
How old are you when you arrived to Sweden?
I believe at this time was, my God, like 13, 14, maybe something like this. Like, you know, at this age that you want to discover everything, like, what is this? Why is this? Why is like that? Why people are worrying like this? Why kids are drinking at school and some of them smoking and all those things I didn't experience before. So it was different life. It taught me actually some time to learn. Like it took me 6 months, I believe, to learn the language. And after that, I jumped directly to a regular school in Sweden and lived actually kind of a European life there. Okay.
What did you study then, and when you moved to Netherlands?
I at this time I was just study like regular school, and at the summer time, I said like, my God, I grow up, like I am like an adult now, so I need to work during the summertime to gain some money. My mother refused and my father refused, like that any of us will work. So I insist that I need a summer job, so I get a summer job actually, and it was like for 2 months. First time I get like real money.
What was the job?
It was in a factory, actually, as
Labor
like,
job.
Yeah. It was they did something with metal. Okay, and where I lived, it was a village. So it is a small village. It's only 4,000 citizens who lives there. It is like very little.
And I read through the research, I read something very funny that in case someone change his t-shirt, they will find out about it.
Oh my God! Like we had like only one traffic light in this village, and it was not working. So it was beautiful life. And the reason why we chose this because actually we wanted like that's it. We said that's it. We are here in Europe and we want to live the European life. So we didn't want to be in a bigger city like with a lot of people with different background and culture. So this is enough. My father and mother decided like, okay, here we will give our children a better chance to study and become something. The funny story, my father refused that I will get this summer job. When I go back in my memory now, every certain time my life changed dramatically. So at this time, as I said, like 2 month contract, summer job. After this 2 months, the CEO of this factory by himself, never ever anyone at this factory saw the CEO coming. And at this time, by the way, we have been like 5 kids, 4 of them Swedish, and me the only one from different background. Okay, non-Swedish, let's say. Okay, so he came to me the last day at my contract, and he said, "Hey, I want you to be there to stay." Wow, CEO coming and saying that? Why? He heard maybe something about me. And the other 4, they just throw them out. Then it was a big decision. Shall I go to the college? Because it was last year and I wasn't prepared to go to the college actually. And the decision was no, I am not going to the college, so I'm staying there. I will work. It took me, I said like I will work 1 year only. And give back something to my family. And actually, wherever I get any money, I just kept like very, very, very small amount only for the benzene, the petrol in the car, and for going out with friends. And the rest I give it directly to my mother. And I was like, oh my God, the most beautiful feeling I had at this time. My God. I was thinking, okay, they have experienced a lot of bad things until they brought us here to this country, to Sweden. So it is my turn now to return something back to them. It took 6 years actually, not 1 year. And I developed myself from just a little boy running in this factory until being responsible for the quality department. And send us many courses, but something inside me was not right. I was feeling that there is something missing. I didn't knew at this time. Suddenly, when I decided, in the Arabic families, somebody or the mother or the grandmother feel that you need to get married now. So they start their games. Okay, hey, look to this girl. This is our
How old
cousin.
were you that time?
I believe around, actually, I don't remember, around 18, 19 years maybe. Okay. They saw that you have a job now, you have a new car, you have a house. I bought a house actually, my own little villa. It was like an old villa. I got it very cheap, so I started to renovate it. It was my new castle. So they said, okay, now it's time to get married. And it didn't work, actually, as they wanted. I decided I never get married at this time, ever. Okay. When I decided that, suddenly my beautiful angel came from nowhere. Then I met my wife when I decided I will never get married. And suddenly I found myself totally in love. with a beautiful lady, and we get married. And after that,
At which
yeah,
age you got married?
around 18
Oh, very
years,
early.
19 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
And then you studied, then you went to school, you finished.
no. It was like I finished my school. I just didn't go to the university. So I finished this level where your next step is to go to the university. Then I didn't feel good after so many years working at this factory. So I said like, hey, I have like a lot of more to give. So I started my gift shop in Sweden together with my wife, and we started actually from zero, so nothing. We just like I believe had like 1,000 or 1,500 to start with. So we came late evenings to paint the wall in this shop, and we selected the items based on what we love. The logo of this shop was like a heart, like like full of love, like at this time. So I started my own shop. All that because I felt in love.
Selling only for the 4,000 people.
Yeah, no. I started this shop in a little bigger city.
Okay.
Not at the same city because it was impossible. And from there, after 1 year, I started another shop. And it was actually one of the mistakes I did at this time because it was too much to manage. When you are just a startup, you work very long days. Like I wake up at 6 o'clock, went directly to the shop, was being there in the shop, doing everything from accountant job to sales job to manager to whatever, okay, or everything, and came home very late. Like we closed the shop at 9 o'clock evening. So at this time I was like counting money, doing all this accounting stuff. So I had like just a few hours to sleep. I remember like 2, 3, 4 hours, maybe maximum 4 hours per day.
Then you sold one of them, or what did you do?
No. Then my wife at this time, like she moved back, to Sweden, and suddenly she needed to finish her university. It was like she had like 1 year left to her study, so she was kind of forced to go back to the Netherlands. At this time, we couldn't be from each other a long distance. So I went to the Netherlands to check the situation, how was it there, and I decided like, okay, now that is the second change in my life. I'm selling everything, the house, the shops.
So her family used to live in Netherlands and your family in Sweden, and then you met and then you decided to move to Netherlands.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then I needed to start a new life in the Netherlands. Also, different culture. I am not a city boy. I'm coming from a small town, and suddenly I get to a big city in the Netherlands with people with different backgrounds: Moroccans, people from Africa, dark people, white people. Like, oh my God, I was not used to that. What shall I do? What shall I do? What shall I do? Okay, and then I found a job. Then I started to work at a promotional company that works with the Swedish market. So I was speaking Swedish all the time. So I didn't have any problem with that. One beautiful day, when I was sitting home, evening, when those moments when you feel you're becoming old,
You've grown up.
You've grown up after over the 30 years old. Okay, so
and
actually
you're still like 20 or 22.
No. It took like many years. This is what I'm telling you.
No, before that you worked for an incubator, and right? You worked for.
No. It was in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, where I worked at the incubator. At this time, when I finished working at this promotional advertising company, and I just got my contract. Okay, just got my contract, because I was working with a very short contract, like for 6 month contract, and now I got my contract, 4-year contract, and I was very happy.
And before like when we met in Dubai, you told me some of the story that there was a struggling time when you visited a company and they advised you that you are overqualified.
I know, but this has happened after it was in the Netherlands. Actually, I will come to that. It was actually when this another change in my life. When I felt like, my God, I am old now. I am 30 years old, so I am becoming a very old man. Okay, and I asked, my wife asked, "What do you want to do now with your life?" And I said, my God, I am very happy with my life now, but I felt always that I was missing something, like going to university. And without knowing, she signed in me to one of the best universities there, and she asked me before she signed in me, what do you want to do? I said, I want design, I want to work with marketing, selling things based on my life experience, on business experiences before. So I want to combine all that in one study. She was looking, crazy, where shall I find this study for? Okay, and I forgot it. And one day I got a telephone call. I said, hey, we are calling from this university. You got accepted. Come for an interview. I said, oh, wow, who signed in me? Without knowing, she had been sending application for different universities. And then I was the oldest guy at this university, 30 years old. The rest is around 18, 19 years old. Finished my study actually in communication and in Bachelor of Communication and Multimedia Design. That combine
marketing
and new media design.
But before we go on, just the mic touching your shirt, so just make it like this. Yeah, it's making noise. You don't hear it, but for the quality of the sound. Yeah, for the quality of the sound. Go on.
Okay, and then when I finished my university study, it was time. It was the hardest decision, one of the hardest decision I made at this time, because I was 30 years old, having a wife with one kid, with one little angel, and I needed to pay everything, all cost from my own pocket. Okay, so it was a big decision for me. I needed to leave my job. So at this time, the guy was nice, the owner of the company. He said, you can work part-time after you finish your school. You come to me and work. So I studied for 4 years, and when I finished, I needed to work with my expertise now in the marketing. I searched a lot. It was at this time was very difficult to find job.
So you were working in the incubator or the promotional company at this stage?
At this time I was working at this promotional company and work also with different other companies,
part-time,
doing different stuff for them part-time. Okay, to get some money to pay for my university study. Then when I finished, I started I needed to find a job. I couldn't. I went from interview to interview to interview. One specific interview, I had the GM of this company with another, it was a lady, with another lady from the creative market, from the creative department, it goes. And normally when I went, I don't know, but maybe I was doing wrong. It is why I didn't get jobs at this time. I didn't accept doing a job interview. I refused that, actually. So every time when I get a call for interview, I said, hey, do you have a data show? Because I have a presentation for you. I don't want to come and sit and you asking me. I want to show you what I have done in my life.
So you were
And they
forcing
asked,
your rules on them.
yeah. And when I finished doing a presentation at this company, and I asked them, do you have any question to this GM and to this creative manager? Yes, ladies, do you have any questions? One of them was looking to the other girl and she said, what does this program cost? And I was standing there, nobody paying attention to me, nobody asking me any question. They start to talk with each other about the TV program. I was like, I'm very angry. And she said, yeah, something like Holland Got Talents or something like this. And then she was looking at me like this. Hey, young guy, your place is not here. Your place will be on stage, and you need to change the world, and you need to do what you like. I want a guy that will sit behind his laptop, and that's it. Do you want to sit behind the laptop and do what I want to tell you to do? At this time, I needed a job. Okay, if I say no, I will not get the job. But if I say yes, I will be unhappy. And then my answer was very easy. It is, does it mean, I told her like this, does it mean that I will not get the job? She said, it is better for you. And I was like, I was very sad. And I went out. A few days after that, actually, I get an invitation to attend the first TEDx event. And I didn't hear anything about that TED did an event outside California, outside the US. I knew only they had like those program or those talks only in California.
Before you go on with that, just to define for the audience, what is a TED event and who founded TED?
Yeah. TED event, they started TED, it is T, it combined 3 letters, like T as technology, E as entertainment, and D as design. Started as an offline conference, actually in 1980s, something like this, 80 was it? Just an offline company. In 2006, Chris Anderson bought this concept and he put all those talks online. And the goal with the whole concept of TED is to spread ideas worth spreading. So anyone with a great idea that can impact and change his community, the world, he is welcome to be on stage of TED. So when he brought those talks and online, it got like a virus. Everyone got access to that. Everyone wanted to
going viral,
and to see those talks. So they decided to create a program that calls TEDx. It is an independent event.
So what's the difference between TED and TEDx?
TEDx is once in a year, and it is based in California, and it is for 4 days. At TEDx, it is an independent program. It's an independent for 1 day, and it is based on a city. So you can make TEDx in Baghdad, TEDx in Beirut, TEDx Geneva, TEDx Cairo, in different cities for a local audience, for a local community. That's it.
So TED is held 4 days a year by the founding company of TED idea that they run it in California. And TEDx, they just license it to other people all over the world to run it through their cities, right?
Yeah, but it is not a company, it is a non-profit. The whole idea is non-profit. So nobody is making money. It's not TED and not any TEDx organizer, nothing. It is totally based on volunteers. Okay, so nothing, no money involved. All the money comes, it goes to create those conferences. That's it.
So how did you get introduced to TEDx?
Yeah, as I said, I got invitation to visit TEDx Rotterdam at this time, and I always during all my life, I want always to be in front, whatever, wherever, okay, always to be in front. So at this time, I was fighting to get my front seat, and it was in Rotterdam, so they speak Dutch. And I see a gentleman coming, the first speaker ever, and he didn't get introduced either. So he coming on stage like this, and then he started to speak Arabic. I was like, oh my God, this guy is speaking to me. I am the only person. And then he was speaking a poem about in Arabic, about the strength of knowledge, like ربوا بنيكم علموهم هذبوا فتياتكم فالعلم خير قوامي والعلم مال المعدمين إذا هم سعوا إلى الدنيا بغير حسام وأخو الجهالة في الحياة كأنه ساح إلى الدنيا بغير حسام. Something like this, was it? Like the power of knowledge, that's it.
And nobody understood him, except
no,
you.
But the only person who said, like, in Arabic, when we listen to beautiful song or beautiful poem, we say, Allah, oh my God. So I was like, Allah, like this, And actually, something happened at this moment. I couldn't stay anymore. How much I fought to get a ticket to the first row, I couldn't stay there. So I needed to go out to have some water because something was, I don't know. Like,
so you didn't complete his talk. He started speaking in English and he didn't complete the talk. He just left out.
No, he finished his talk. And the rest was in English. It was a beautiful talk. And then when he finished, I ran away directly. I wanted to hear, and it was a beautiful message. And it turned out that this guy was the mayor of Rotterdam, the only first mayor, Arabic background, Moroccan, from Morocco, in Rotterdam, the second city in the Netherlands, the second biggest city in the Netherlands. So I went to have some water just to calm myself down. And I see him coming, this guy. And I went to him, like I said, thank you. And he was like, what are you doing? Thank you for what? And I didn't actually at this time knew what I am thanking him for. I just said thank you. And then I went out and I was looking because I needed to have more this kind of energy. I wanted to see, is it any other TEDx events happening around myself, around my community? At this time I was looking for a job.
So that was your aha moment, and you didn't understand what it meant to you.
Nothing. I just got this feeling there is something, but it was very strange. I didn't know what is it. And actually, to be honest with you, I didn't want to know what is it. I was looking for more. That's it. Okay. So basically, when you eat or drink something, you don't want any noise around you. You just want to enjoy what you are listening or eating, and you want more and more and more and more. Nobody, without asking what is it, okay, why it is. And then I was asking around, and I found, there is a TEDx Amsterdam happening at the same year, but in the end of the year. And I sent many emails to the founder of TEDx Amsterdam, and he didn't reply. And I was very angry. I really wanted to be there. And I was searching, browsing his website, TEDxamsterdam.com, and I found his mobile number. I said, yes. I took the mobile. Honestly, I was very angry, really angry and upset. I took the mobile and calling him. I said, hello, Jim? I said, yeah, who is this? I said, this is Yahya. I send you many emails, very in angry voice, actually. I send you many emails. Why you don't reply? He said, oh, yeah, I know you. You send me a beautiful story. You are the guy coming and moving from different country, from Iraqi background with a Swedish passport and now living in Holland. So, yeah, let's have coffee tomorrow. I don't, yeah, I am going to have coffee tomorrow. So I had coffee with him. He said, hey, I want to do a TEDx Youth, and I want you to be one of the co-organizer.
Which year was that? 2008, 2009?
2010, beginning of 2010 was it? Very beginning of 2010. Okay.
You went for coffee.
I went for coffee, and we decided that I will be one of the co-organizer together with other two girls, Dutch ones. But he said, hey, we have in a week time a live stream. TED in California, they give you a free live streaming to organizers to show it what is happening on the stage, live on the stage of TED. Then you sit and enjoy and see what is happening directly on the stage as you were there, okay? At this time I went, and it wasn't very difficult because I lived far away from Amsterdam. And at this time I really was very, very careful with spending money. Really careful.
So what happened during the coffee time? Like he invited you to attend the live streaming and the
Yes.
live event, and that's it? Or he
That's
offered
it.
you a job?
No. There is no, as I said, there is no job involved in TEDx. Nothing. It is unpaid.
No, because
Totally.
through the research I found that you worked as a volunteer in one of the TEDx. Yeah.
Yeah. Working as volunteer. So if you call it job, it is job, unpaid job.
So So he hired you as you volunteered to work in this event that you spoke about, that he invited you for.
Yes. As
Okay.
I said, he asked me to be one of the co-organizer for a TEDx Youth, not a TEDx Amsterdam. A TEDx Youth. It is a smaller event organized only for youth, for kids. Okay. So of course I accepted, okay, and he invited me. He said, to gain more experiences, come to the live stream to see what is happening on the stage of TED. I went to this live stream. Before I go to the live stream, I had chat with my wife. Shall I go? My God, it will cost me so much to take the train. I'm coming back, and we need this money at this time. I'm not going. It is better to save this money for a train. It is expensive to take trains. But she looked at me. She said, hey, do what you want to do, what you like to do. What does your heart say? Just do it. Then I took the train. I went there, and I was sitting and seeing the live stream like I was there, Oh my God, so beautiful there. And a lot of ideas, a lot of energy coming from those talks. The host of this event, he was one creative guy. I don't know if I am allowed to mention this, but during the break, he was speaking in the breaks on the stage, the host, about how he started his own business from scratch, from nothing, okay? Then I met him in the bathroom, actually. And I said, hey, how can you realize your dreams? Because it was a dream, his business, to him. And then he didn't answer me, this guy. He was so bad guy. So he said, okay, let me ask you to come on stage and let us ask the people.
So the host of the current event that you are in, the live streaming, not the host of the live streaming which is in California.
No. The host of the live streaming in Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah. He invited me, to be on stage. And he said, what do you want? I said, listen, I want to take this experience and put it in my home country, Iraq. And he said, is it your dream? I said, this is what I want to do now. I feel this energy that I want to do it. But I don't have a job, so I cannot do this. It cost me a lot of money. How can I do it? Then he said, okay, let's ask people how to realize their dreams. Then he invited me directly when we went out from the bathroom. He invited me to be on stage. First time in my life. On stage, my God. And I still have this photo. Holding the mic and telling them, one day I will take this, just like this. One day I will take this experience and put it back in my home country. That was also in the beginning of 2010. And then this guy, this host coming to a stage, this is what I wanted to say. I didn't have anything to say more. And I would love to have your support. So this guy coming to the stage and he said, guys, it was like around 200 people there. Guys, who believe that this guy, Yahya, can make it in the coming 5 years? 5 years, 2015. Okay? And everyone was, oh, yeah, standing up for me. I was, oh, what is this? What is happening? One guy was sitting there, and I went down, and he said, like this, he touched me, and he said, hey, I want to talk to you after, in the second break. And this guy, he said, like, hey, I am working in an incubator connected to a bank. Why you don't come and work with me? Like paid work. I said, wow, yeah. During the event, he liked the energy, the way I am talking, what people did, like standing up for me. And he said, come, I need you. What did you study? I said, I'm studying this. I have this business experiences. I said, okay, perfect, complete package, come to me. Then I didn't believe it, like, something happened in a very, very short time. You are on stage, people clapping and standing up for you, and I got a job interview.
And you are broke, you don't have, barely covered the train ticket to reach the event.
Yeah. So I went to saving some money, by the way. I didn't take the tram, so I went walking to the train station, but with a big smile on my face. Biggest smile on my face. I didn't knew where am I going. I just went like wherever street talks me. And the beautiful streets of Amsterdam. And suddenly, when I walking there, I see a green logo on one of the walls, offices there. I said, my God, I have seen this before. Where? I don't remember. My God, this is the company I applied to. With those two beautiful ladies that they said, like, your place is not here on stage. Let's go to them. And I said, with a beautiful smile. And, like a little kid, when you get a beautiful or a good grade at school, you are running to your mother and you want to share this with the whole world. Say, I have been on stage, So I went to them and I said, hey, can you call me the GM? I said, why shall I call you the GM? He said, say that this guy that you met a few weeks ago and you denied for a job is here.
So coincidentally, was the same office that you had the interview in? Wow.
I swear with God, it was like a magic. And this lady coming like with a big face, with a big question mark, what do you want? I said, hey, lady, thank you very much. You remember you told me that my place is on stage? I just have been on stage. Thank you very much. And she was like, okay, whatever. Okay, then I went. Okay, but for me, was it like a big thing? Yes. Okay. And then I got the job. And actually, I get also the freedom to work on a TEDx youth. Okay, because the guy who hired me, he was very supportive. And he liked also TED and the TED concept. So he also gave me a space to work on a TEDx youth.
And then how you decided to take it to Iraq?
Not yet. at this time I was so busy, so focused on doing a great event at TEDx Youth Amsterdam. And then suddenly, when I finished this TEDx event, and at this time was it almost the end of 2010, a very, very boring day. I felt like I couldn't sleep at this night. I still remember it. It was a Thursday. I couldn't sleep. I was in my bed like turning, my God, oh, I don't feel good. I need to do something. What was it? It was time. I brought my laptop from below, and on my bed, laying there on my bed, having my laptop very dark in my room, only the light from my screen, and I applied for a license to organize a TEDx event with the name TEDx Baghdad.
Wow.
And I just sent it without thinking about anything. How I will do it, why I will do it, nothing. Just send it, okay? And I swear, Ahmed, like at this time when I sent this email, it was a release, like a big thing on my chest, on my shoulder, like just released. Oh my God, when I sent this application. A few minutes actually, or very short time after that, I get an email. And it was like not a reply for my application, no, but it was a personal email. It says, "Hey Yahya, we have been waiting for this application for a long time," with a smile. Okay, wow. So just wait for us to get back to you, okay, because they needed to process. And they asked many questions. You live in the Netherlands. When have you been the last time? I didn't answer that because how shall I tell them that I left Iraq when I was 4 years old? Okay, so I actually answered by telling them my story, how I started from TEDx Rotterdam and how this guy inspired me, and how I organized a TEDx Youth, and now how I saw the impact.
Working as a volunteer, you learned all the aspects of running an event, TEDx event?
Yeah.
Okay.
An event. That's what you can call in a developed country. It is a different story. Here, it doesn't call an event.
So they send you, like usually what they send you when you apply, like they send you different questionnaires back and forth?
No, absolutely not. No, if your application is normal, okay, so they don't send you anything. They send yes or no, okay? But if there is questions, I put in the application, my address. I live in the Netherlands. Okay, I have Swedish nationality. So where is Iraq coming inside? As I told you, this program. It is developed for a local, to impact your local community. So basically, they emailed a lot of times asking, and I answered. And they felt through my emails the energy and the real will to do this. Because when I finished TEDx Youth, I saw the energy, what is happening. How those guys that came to us, they went inspired from our event. And I felt like when I finished TEDx Youth in Amsterdam, yes, I did something for the Amsterdam community, the Dutch community. So why not doing something back to my home country? I wanted to have some connection to my home country. At this time, I didn't have nothing. I can't speak the language. I have an Arabic name. I listen to Iraqi music. I watch Iraqi TV, but
and your Iraqi accent is good, because your family were using the Iraqi accent with you, or like you told me you're listening to music, Iraqi songs?
All the music, because that was the only way at this time when we lived in Syria. It was fight between Syria and Iraq at this time during the 80s and beginning 90s. So there is no Iraqi music in Syria at this time. So we just my uncle in Kuwait was sending us those old cassette band with very old music. That he sent what he loved, what he liked, and he is an old man. So this is my only way to listen to Iraqi dialect. And it was songs, and I still love those songs, still remember them. And basically, it took like, I don't know, like many weeks, I believe like 1 month, sending emails to TED and so on, they asking questions. One day, it was during the weekend, sitting alone at home. Very boring day, believe me. Like it was like very boring. I was alone. My wife with my kids was out for a party, and I was looking around and was watching TV, like turning the 100th channel, and like just nothing happening in this life. Okay, and I hear my old iPhone saying cling, an email. I was okay. Which crazy guy or girl will send me an email like now at 11 o'clock night? Okay, let's see. Yeah, and I see the email, and in the title, they are so awful in TED. They say license approved for TEDx Baghdad, and I couldn't believe it. And you know, iPhone, small screen. So I had like a blackout. I couldn't read anymore. So I said, okay, I'm going up to my office and starting my desktop. It has a bigger screen to see the email. So, and also I was like, okay, I read the email, very long email, rules, everything, sitting there. And I was like, I couldn't understand anything. My mind refused from the shock to understand it. I didn't know what happened to me at this time, to be honest with you. I see just, okay, printed out and just use the marker to understand what is happening. So I print 2 copies, one for me and one for my wife. So when I was reading, I said, my God, this is the moment. This is totally life-changing. And I took the other print and I went down and I put it on the wall. So when she opened the door, she will read it, something hanging on the wall. Of course, she came in and she didn't read it. She was busy with the girls, with my kids. And I said like, hey, leave everything and come up to the bedroom. And I said, hey, read this. Read it. And she said, not now. I am so tired. I said, please read it. And she said, she was like holding the paper. And she was, are you going to do it? Like this. Are you going to do it? And I said, yes. She said, how? You don't have anybody there. I said, I don't know. I don't know, but I want to do it. I couldn't sleep on this day. Like I was waiting until Monday. And I went to my job and I was confused. I don't know, days, hours was very long. And I said, my God, why I am thinking so difficult? There is an Iraqi embassy here actually. Let me ask if it is safe. So I can book a ticket and just go and do the event.
And
so
you don't have a clue about Iraq, you don't have any relatives, you don't know anybody there, and you never been there since you are 4 years old.
No, nobody at all. Okay, so I went. I sent an email to the embassy.
Question: over the years, what you never thought of like visiting?
No, never, ever. Because, as I'm saying, I grow up in a different cultures. Cultures, not a culture. From Sweden, from Syrian to Sweden to the Netherlands. So you know,
So
You
so
lose.
you didn't visit, maybe you, as you're saying that you grow up in different cultures, so you didn't have that connection and that you're missing the country. So why suddenly this? I mean, you decided to take TEDx back to the country and to give back to the people to add value to their life with this missing connection.
Yes. At this time, like we are talking about 2010, okay? 2003, Iraq became free from the old regime there. So in this community, in this close community, Iraqi community.
Just to explain that to the audience, because they will not understand what you said, means that only you are allowed to visit Iraq after 2003 because you were like
Yes.
kind of blocked by the old regime to visit the country, and it's dangerous to visit. So
Yes.
you have from 2003 to 2010 to visit. Yeah.
Yeah, and 2003, suddenly I was watching how they took this Saddam, what is called statue. Okay, statue, yeah. And I was like watching like this. Okay, I am not connected, but why I am seeing that? And like was tearing. And when they catch Saddam, I was also tearing. And suddenly I felt there is something there in this country. And when you are in this community, Iraqi community in the Netherlands, okay, you hear, this guy, he went to Iraq to start a business. This guy, he took cars to Iraq to do a business there. So everyone is going back, but they are bringing something there. I don't have anything to bring. I don't want to work with cars. I don't want to start a business there. Okay. What shall I bring? I didn't have anything to bring back. So I said, okay. And by the way, when they come back, all Iraqis at this time, when they went back, they had in mind, okay, I'm going back finally to home country and staying there. But when they came back, they get in shock. People have changed. Country have changed. They couldn't take it anymore. They came back with very bad experiences. So I was thinking, my God, they are doing wrong. They're trying to rebuild the country by starting businesses, companies, bringing new cars, bringing a new mobile. But this is wrong. This is not right. If you are not developing the people, you cannot develop a country. A country without people is nothing. It's just zero, nothing. So you need to develop people first. And I was like, okay, let's use this tool, like TED tool, to develop the people there. And from there, we can just develop the country. And when you search about the Iraqi news in the internet, you always see bad images, war, killing. And I was asking myself, is it so bad there? Nobody is good there? Everyone is killing each other? No. We must have like some great ideas, great people still living there. So I said, like, okay, let's put TED. They are TED looking for great ideas worth spreading. And I will look for those ideas and put it on stage of TED. And just let's start developing the country. Everyone telling me, my God, Iraq at this time is very bad, like very bad. And we just went from 2006, 2007, the bad religion fight in Iraq, people killing each other on streets.
Civil war, yeah. Kind of a civil war, yeah.
Yeah, so very bad. You hear very bad images. So what I always believed, it was like, we cannot do any security and develop any security there if we are not enlightening this darkness, what is there. How can I light this darkness in Iraq? I will use those ideas, those speakers, as candles, small candles. If I put them together, they will become a big light. Big light there until we lighting up the whole country. That was a very easy concept for me. Without making any long speeches about my goals, my ideas, I said like those light points, those light, I will use it to light up Iraq.